So most of us in the No Jumper universe woke up on Wednesday morning to the news that Bricc Baby and Luce Cannon have been arrested. This is less than 24 hours of the Bricc Baby Luce Cannon like mashup episode that took place on the No Jumper show on the Tuesday No Jumper show. They reportedly were woken up out of their beds, or out of their homes around 4 a.m. Pacific time, and were put in cuffs and taken into federal custody in a RICO case that involves 19 to 20 individuals. One of those individuals, are like the alleged leader out of those 20, is Big U. Uh, Whack 100, 600, and Luce Cannon, they had a falling out. Luce Cannon said, he's not rocking with them no more. They kind of hashed it up on the same No Jumper show that I'm talking about. That Luce and Bricc Baby sat face to face for the first time on camera, I believe ever. So, it looked like, oh, okay, this is some promising content on the way. The show hit an all time high, or at least a recent time high for live viewers in there at once. I think it peaked at like 16,000 live viewers. It was at 100,000 views by the time everything was done. So things were looking great. But that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it, which is the one I'm leaning towards, is that Adam knew that this was coming down the pipeline for at least a month and started to show signs of it within the last 2 weeks. We're going to get into that and more in this video. This is going to be a long video, as you guys have seen that have clicked on it. For the ones that look at the runtime before they click, it's a long video because there's a lot of information to unpack. There's a lot of history between Big U and the No Jumper universe as a whole, going back to when the Figmunity World people were still on No Jumper as employees. Um, so yeah, we're gonna be going down the Big U No Jumper rabbit hole in this episode. So get your coffee ready, your favorite snack, you know, your favorite sugar-free beverage is what I would preach. Whatever you indulge in when you're watching a movie, just go ahead and get those movie snacks ready because that's what the runtime is talking about. Um, I try to keep things light on here. There's only probably one or two funny clips out of the whole thing, at least in my opinion. I don't find, the incarceration of anybody to be a comedic thing at the end of the day. So prayers out to all involved in this. And we'll see who's guilty, who's innocent, and all that as the trials start taking place. So yeah, let's get into it.
So this is gonna probably be my last video. I'm gonna go turn myself in to see what's going on. They talking about I'm a fugitive. So they just raided all my houses. 600 was actually with the police when they raided my house.
Just getting off of a 12-hour shift, man. But I'm just thinking about, like, Biggie, you talk all this stuff about black women and black people and the community. You're supposed to be a representative of the community revolution and progress. Why you ain't address that lady, bro? You know what I'm saying? She said your DNA was found on her dead boy's fingernails, bro. Why you ain't address that lady, homie? She knew you for 20 years. She trusted you with her son to live with you doing the football thing, homie.
Now, one thing I have to just interject here is a lot of people are saying that Lovejoy is Christopher Lovejoy, also known as 600. A lot of people are saying, oh, he's trolling with the badge on and shit. I don't know. That badge looked a little too legit. That badge, it got metal on it and stuff. That don't look like something you could just get off of Amazon. That looks like an actual badge. Now, how he acquired that badge, I do not know. But that's a wild optic nonetheless to finally break out the badge after you essentially led the charge on getting all of you and Whack 100's ops put in handcuffs.
He's actually got video and footage of it, so y'all know what y'all dealing with. And I just want to say this to y'all. When they raided my houses and my property, they was asking about Whack. Whack Luce Cannon, 600, and this internet stuff. All of y'all fired. All y'all who be sending shit around the internet, all y'all who be promoting and listening to what these niggas saying, all y'all giving these likes and hidden likes, all y'all supporting this. All y'all guilty of this fuck shit. If you had something against a black man, you should handle it with a black man in the streets. Wack said 100 times he was gonna take my contracts. He working with the FBI. The FBI went to the city 3 days in a row and told the city they didn't want nobody to give me no more money. They went to all the different celebrities and told all the different celebrities, don't give me no money, don't help me, don't do nothing for me. They going around scaring and intimidating everybody. But y'all sitting it around getting people in trouble. Like y'all don't understand what the FBI do to black men who try to help their community. I ain't been nothing but a help to our community. But I guess it is what it is. This the price of being black and trying to help somebody, trying to help your community and do what you can. This fact is, man, they done went to my house, kicked my houses in, bust my doors down, bust my windows. They calling my son at his football practice, threatening him. You know what I mean? These dudes tagging him. What kind of shit is this? But y'all gonna be rolling with these dudes. And I got this last thing to say. Wack said he was gonna destroy developing option, right? So who gonna replace developing option? Which one of you fuck niggas in the 60s gonna call yourself coming in? Because whoever try to come in, y'all the ones that's working with Wack. Believe that. So remove me to get me out the way for somebody else to come in who gonna cooperate. That's what the play is. That's what the whole play is. I'm out. I'm gonna send y'all videos to put up, all of them until they lock me up. This is my last video before I turn myself in. I'm with my family. Talk to my sons, I talk to everybody, man. I'm just saying, gonna deal with this fight, see what it is. I just want y'all to know, all this stuff is quagmire. This shit is all bullcrap. I just need y'all prayers. I need y'all to... I don't even know what to say. Now, 21 years, I've elevated my family. Come back, sit in here and write and do what I need to do until I can come back home. People are supposed to help me, I hope you help me. If you can't, you don't worry about it. A lot of stuff y'all hearing is straight trash. And I appreciate the love and I appreciate the people who've been helping me. I don't know. It's hard helping black people and not being hunted for doing it.
First Street, it might be to, I don't know if it's to the right or the left.
Reach out to anybody who can help me, y'all.
You hear me?
Help my own family. Appreciate y'all. Go.
All right, so as you all saw in that series of selfie style videos, that was Big U on his way to turning himself in. That was the last of the arrest. Was Big U turning himself in, as well as somebody named Brian. I forget his last name right now, but if you see the main flyer with all 19 or 20 faces, there was only 2 that were not put in cuffs yet, and that happened as I was getting this video ready. It happened, on Wednesday evening, and this all started Wednesday morning at like 10 a.m. So now we're gonna get into, now I kind of alluded to in the intro that the whole Luce Cannon thing, it was fishy from the start. It was fishy from the start. They had him on as a surprise guest, with the loading profile. But if you just think back to what was going on the No Jumper show, the Tuesday show to be exact, for the last 2 weeks, there's been clues that Adam was aware Bricc Baby's involvement in in the pending RICO charges that were on the way. How is he aware of this? Probably through his relationship with WAC 100. This is just speculation, it's my opinion, just from what we have been presented online. Uh, and these next clips are going to support why I think that. So let's check it out.
This nigga talk about the family. You niggas is
600. Everybody be quiet. 600.
bro. I'm not
we got
finna
600
talk
on the
about.
line.
Listen, I'm not talking about big. Listen, Adam. I'm finna walk off the phone. I'm not talking about no fucking murder case.
Wait, I just want to hear.
So why Bricc Baby is walking off is because WAC 100 had been running content leading up to this episode that we're taking a look back at. He had been running content on the alleged Big U's alleged involvement in the murder of a young man who he met via being a football coach or something related to football, right? But this young man was also making music, so he started to do business with Big U. Obviously, Big U is known for not only the youth sports but also the music industry side of things. So it's a good career opportunity. Yada yada. Things go bad at some point out in Vegas. The young man allegedly decides to kind of distance himself and go and record. I don't remember the detail on if it's under Big U's dollar or not, but basically in a studio, I believe in a studio that was being provided by Big U, he decided to record a diss track aimed at Big U, and Big U didn't like that, allegedly, and allegedly they got into a confrontation that led to the alleged unalivement of the young man, the young musician. So fast forward to the last Tuesday's No Jumper show, where Adam had randomly brought out this police puppet, seemingly out of nowhere, and Lush. This is way later in the show. In the beginning of the show, Adam was playing around with the puppet, and it was like low key funny at first, but then it's like, wait a second. Even watching it live, it was like, hold on now. Why does he have that though? I don't want to say it seemed racist, but it just something was off about that. Like, are you again kind of like with the whole 600's trolling with a badge? Like, yeah, that's a easy cop out, but in reality, it's really foreshadowing, and it's a context clue into the conspiracy theory that will probably get some traction, not just on this channel but on others as well. For those that are just reading between the lines of Adam probably knew about this RICO case coming down the pipeline and decided to troll Bricc Baby instead of warn him. So that's interesting. It's an interesting approach to that. If Bricc Baby and Adam are supposedly friends, not like out of work friends, we never seen them, do any content outside of the workplace, but they seem to be more friends than, like, let's say Adam and Lush. But anyways, let's get back into the clip of Bricc Baby. He's gonna threaten to walk off the show because of WAC 100 is talking about something that can get him in trouble, is what it seems like. So let's check it out now that we've seen trouble was around the corner.
Let's hear what 600 says.
I'm cool on that, cuz y'all doing some shit that get politics about a murder in Vegas that Bricc might be tied to.
All right, Brick's walking away.
There you go.
Open murder on camera.
Yeah, Bricc Baby did that. I never knew nothing about that. Like, I knew that kid. I never even knew he died till Bricc Baby told me that.
Don't forget your jacket, at least.
I'm tired of these niggas up there fronting at him and faking. The nigga up there talking about, why is 600? Nigga, you the first one told 600. Right. June of 2023. And then watch this, Adam.
We need the black and white on that one. We need proof.
Watch this. 2 months later, you heard me talking about it. The feds picked Big U ass up. Now, what we didn't know at the time is that was when they were serving a warrant for his fucking DNA. That nigga told us June of 2023. August of 2023, the feds picked Big U up. He was there for 48 hours. What we didn't know until the family called and told us. This is why it's on the internet. It ain't no secret, motherfucker. It's on the internet. The family can put it on the internet. That the fucking, they picked the nigga up for the DNA warrant. Now, when they run the DNA, they finally tell the family his shit is under the boy's fingernails. The family put it out there. It's already done. But nigga, you knew first. Now here goes the question. And every motherfucking body from the street listening know this. The only time the feds is gonna feel comfortable telling Bricc Baby that that Big U got this going on, this going on, this going on, is if you sitting there working with him. And let's be real, he lied to me on academics. Y'all heard it. I asked him about the AK-47 case that you bailed him out of jail on. He told me he got dropped in Compton Court. I had Reggie Wright put it. Compton Court said on that day, we only charged with with drugs, no gun. The feds got his cell phone and the AK today, and that nigga ain't been a fucking...
Wax accusing you of being a snitch again.
Nigga, oh my mama, I never... Listen, this on 6-0 crib, nigga. You a real informant, cuz, on the dead homies, nigga. A nigga not finna talk about... you not finna trick me into arguing about that on this motherfucker, you weird ass nigga. You weird as fuck. You's a weird nigga, cuz, on hood, you a real cop. What type of nigga? You can't beat a nigga in the streets, you want a nigga on the frying pan, nigga. Oh, 6-0, go get your money. You niggas hate that nigga that much, nigga. Oh, 6-0, ain't nobody hiding from you niggas. Dead homies, you niggas hate niggas. Ain't nobody hiding, nigga. Nigga, get cracking. Nigga, stop trying to call the police, nigga. You niggas is police, nigga.
All right, so this is basically way closer to the end of the Rosenberg episode when this WAC 100 call that we just saw took place. In my original video where I had some clips of the Rosenberg episode that Lush very infamously got blackout drunk on via the party favors that Rosenberg brought, which, you know, Rosenberg's a character in himself, so watching live, everybody just kind of didn't think anything of it. Like, oh, it's a lawyer on No Jumper, but it's like a funny lawyer. But he was nothing like what he was character-wise. He was nothing like what he was at the For Extra court date, right? Totally different guy. He was like very serious. He offered or solicited his services to Bricc. I thought it was racist at the time of the recording of my video with that clip. But now, with the new information, maybe Rosenberg just knew that there was something coming down the pipeline as well. In that same video that I made that I'm referencing, that's like a video or two back from this one, very recent post, Rosenberg alluded to everybody's social media, and that includes YouTube, but just social media as a whole is being watched by the feds all the time. And everybody, I believe he meant the entertainers and stuff, to be exact, the people in the room. But then he noticed that the room got kind of awkward and said, oh, but not us here. Like, that clip's all back in that video. So go check that out. Maybe I'll remember to put the little tag thing in here. Maybe I won't, depending on when you guys watch this, But I just wanted to point that out before we get into some new clips from the Rosenberg appearance on No Jumper, because it's all just looking crazy that Adam starts the Rosenberg episode off with a police puppet basically saying he would bring it out whenever somebody's essentially talking to a police officer, kind of like a soft reminder of, hey, remember, Bricc, the police are watching. And then Lush does it like, hey, remember, Bricc, the police are watching. So it's like, that's one way to warn your so-called friend, right? If it was me in Brick's shoes, I would prefer to maybe be told that off camera if you're really my friend. But it's co-workers, not friends, in the famous words of Almighty Suspect. These are your co-workers. They're not obligated to care about you outside of you doing your job. So at the same time, we're not going to really vilify them too much for, doing their job, which is trolling. The puppet thing was pretty funny in real time, but looking back, it looks crazy. It does look crazy, I'm not going to lie. But anyways, let's get into this Rosenberg clip, because Just add it all up, though. Before we get into the clip, add it all up. You got the puppet, then you have the lawyer, and then after the Rosenberg episode is the Luce Cannon episode. But that starts off with us not knowing who the special guest is, and Adam pops up on screen looking like a drunken lawyer. Right? So we're going to get into all those clips right now.
Yeah. We need him at 10,000 by the end of the night, y'all. Y'all go follow Rosenberg right now.
All right.
All right.
Here's an extra lighter. Adam, keep the whiskey.
So the next case on you, right? We gave the exposure to
Next body's on you.
Well, I'll say it like this. I know.
One second.
I owe somebody a favor.
All right.
How about that?
Say no more.
All right.
Call you. You good at San Bernardino too?
Oh yeah.
You got cases everywhere.
Remember?
I'm from Nate Bud Crib.
That's the word on the streets.
So, like, right there, what do you mean that's the word on the streets? Yes, that could be taken as a troll, but now that there's more information out and there's a whole RICO charge, which everybody has jokingly been saying, there's going to be a no jumper RICO, no jumper RICO, no jumper RICO. But now that it's out, that hit's kind of different.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to have you guys in here today. And
What's with the suit, bruh?
well,
It's blue.
it is okay. Two things. Number one, I was kind of influenced by Rosenberg last week.
That's what I thought.
I kind of wanted to bring his level of swag to this podcast.
You look like a public defender like him.
And then in addition to that, I know Lush has watched the TV show Severance. I don't think you haven't tuned in yet.
No.
Apple TV, very good use of your time. 2 seasons. Season 2 is almost done. My wife is beyond obsessed with this show to the extent that she wanted to film an OF collab
Role play.
as Severance.
Every time I hear Adam say my wife, I cringe because their marriage is an abomination, considering what marriage is supposed to mean. But that's besides the point. Now check out what Bricc is about to do right here. We all know that it's kind of the cardinal sin to talk poorly on Adam's wife to Adam or even just in general, right? And usually that's just an unwritten rule of how us men conduct ourselves. However, I think Bricc felt uneasy. One, with the whole lawyer thing last week, he felt a little uneasy. At first, I was kind of maybe chopping up that to like, oh, maybe he's just a little PTSD. He doesn't like talking to lawyers. It gives him bad vibes from back when he's fought cases in the past, or was facing jail time in the past, right? But then he seems to be triggered by Adam's suit, and this is why I say that.
Characters. So I'm Adam Scott today. I just honestly, she went hard, but she was dressed up as Helly, and I'm.
Did she have a red wig on, or
She did.
fire?
Does your wife ever pull out new tricks on camera that you didn't know she had?
Asking if your wife ever pulls out new tricks to any man is kind of going to take you to the sunken place mentally real quick. But especially one that is a open and proud, buck, but substitute the B for a C. That's a jab. I felt like, at least that seems like a little defensive jab. The vibes were already off, and this is why you should maybe sober up a little bit so you could trust your instincts more. Maybe you would have hopped in the whip and drove to Mexico instead of doing this stream that we're about to watch right now. Maybe Luce Cannon and Bricc should have both been on their way to Mexico in an RV, like the plot line of From Dusk Till Dawn. But they did not trust their instincts, and instead they sat down and put on an epic live stream, made Adam 16, a bunch of money, and undercover Lush just sitting there with those judgmental, scary, freaking owl eyes. But hey, let's get into the clip.
If you're gonna do something, let's just get busy. You get what I'm saying?
Were you ever vocal about that?
Yeah.
As far as like,
Yeah, he told them
publicly?
before.
Yeah.
He told them before. He told them before they went public with the shit. Then afterwards, he went public and said he don't mess with people running.
Yeah, because that's the first time I heard you say that was when like
And
you
I- and
announced
you
your
know what?
departure from the
And
exposures.
that's what let me know. I was like, man, this nigga ain't fully compromised either. Because them niggas have you thinking, because 600, that now he's wearing a badge with his gun every day. He's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Powerpuff Girl.
yeah,
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's wearing a badge now.
What kind of badge?
Well, it looks like LAPD, but
He's just trying to play into it, basically.
He trying to
he ain't playing
Yeah.
into it. This is what he did before his dad's funeral. The same shit. He went to go do a police play where they said they accepted him to 77th Street, and he like, yeah, play with me now, because his dad's funeral was coming up, and he still did not attend his father's funeral due to the fact that his dad was cool with Big U, and Big U was going to the funeral.
He didn't go to his dad's funeral just so he wouldn't have to see Big U?
Hey, man.
That's crazy.
Tell him to post a picture from his dad's funeral.
Wow, that's a hell of an accusation. That's crazy. I never heard
That
anything
ain't
like
no
that.
hell of an accusation. This is all fact. Am I lying? Stop me when I'm lying.
Hey, what time the Laker game come on? Cuz?
Hello, refiners.
You know what I mean?
I know, but
what made you? What
listen,
make
cuz
you feel like
when somebody do that, you have to really think about it. Like, damn, do you hate that nigga that much? Because if you do, let
Why
me
you-
know.
yeah,
because
why-
we need to go over there and get cracking. So when I told him that, and
so
then
you don't hate him that much.
no, I don't hate him that much. I just
So
exposed the shit that he do.
A lot of people would say that
Heartbroken.
you tried to
I
basically.
don't know. I'm saying you got love for somebody. They
Yeah,
don't
no,
show
they-
you to
they-
say you love you.
that's-
kind of heartbroken.
that's my-
Not on no gay
Like
shit.
Heartbreaking.
I know it can be a little bit confusing, so I'm just gonna say this for clarity. They're now talking about Luce Cannon being disappointed by Big U's alleged actions. They're getting to why he has discrepancies or whatever with Big U, not with 600. Luce Cannon and 600 have basically always been natural sworn enemies, and that's actually what brought Luce Cannon and Bricc Baby together in the first place. Is that they both have never been very fond of 600. And Luce Cannon just finally had the last straw with 600's latest actions, which was basically making the world aware of something that wasn't really going like super viral. Like they say, you know, the alleged victims' parents were speaking out on TikTok, but nobody really knew about that until 600 brought it to the forefront of the like no jumper clubhouse side of the internet.
No, I love Cuz to death, right?
You're disappointed.
No, I'm talking about Big Useless. But what I'm saying is, Cuz is just he do police shit, and he gets paid by the police. So I can't sit there and justify certain shit because Bricc knows since Bricc want to bring up some dirt, I'm gonna bring up some dirt, right? Because Cuz been blackmailing Bricc.
Nah, he ain't blackmailed
Cuz
me.
been
Nah,
blackmailing
he ain't never
Bricc.
He ain't never
You been
blackmailed me.
blackmailing you?
He ain't never blackmailed me
for
ever
years.
in life.
Blackmailing a blackmail is
Never
crazy.
blackmailed
What?
me.
Listen,
In this whole case, it's being alleged that Big U was extorting even the likes of Draymond Green and Shaquille O'Neal, also known as Shaq, right? So it wouldn't be hard to believe if those allegations are true. It wouldn't be hard to believe that someone like Bricc Baby was also being kind of influenced to do things or carry out things semi against their will because you know you're trying to move on and be an entertainer in a different realm outside of rap, and you know that new career of yours could always get ruined by the right or wrong thing being said or you know video whatever, you know, all types of tactics that people may have. Again, this is all allegedly, but that's pretty much what Luce Cannon is saying is that like, come on, you know what he's all about, and he had something on you too, which I have heard Wack kind of allude to that before as well about that Bricc Baby is kind of Big U's right hand man allegedly, and that but it's like at this point Bricc Baby kind of wants out, but Big U has something on him like he does to everybody. He'll have some dirt on you so that he can maintain control over you. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I'm not, like I said, I'm not really here to play jury or lawyer or definitely not a judge. just presenting my opinions on the information that has been made available to us.
Blackmailing him with
I know,
what?
I know, but
But
at
he ain't
the
never
end of
blackmailed me. 06 Crip.
but
We all
it's
we in it
stop me
together.
when I'm lying.
Nigga, I'm stopping you because you said blackmail. Nigga,
Okay, but
blackmail is
stop me
holding it over somebody's
no,
head.
okay,
Yeah,
We
listen.
all in something together. We all in something together, brother.
Yeah, okay, but
This is basically when the feds have started watching the podcast. You know, so some of those 16,000 live viewers, it was federal agents waiting for when they wanted to move in. The only thing that would have made this go even more viral would have been if it would have happened during the live stream, if they would have just grabbed both of them up during the live. But, you know, they respected Adam's place of business, probably because, you know, he told a story about getting pulled over about a month ago, having to answer some questions, and then as soon as that, made Bricc Baby's antennas go up, he said, "Oh no questions like that though." But do we really believe that? Anyways, back into the clip. This is when things really start getting federal though, so pay attention.
at the end of the day, it's like this. When somebody run and do police shit and I don't agree with it, and then I express to them to stop doing it, and they keep doing it, and then a mother is calling, she's stuck in the hood, she don't have a place, she's getting evicted right now, she having a hard time, and she's thinking about her son, automatically, like, your heart gonna go out. You
Of
get what I'm
course.
saying? So
course.
I'm telling her mom, like, listen, come to Vegas. I got an Airbnb for you. I paid a rental for like 6 months, and then you can have it. You get what I'm saying? Just get on your feet, right?
That's
So she's
very
trying to do
generous.
some commendable stuff because
Yeah.
now she's stuck because now her life is on the line.
What are we talking about here?
The mother of the victim, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever y'all do. Did you know the mother of the victim?
No, you know they contacted us through.
But
the
I
what's
mean,
name?
the police. Should
But
be,
at the end
so
of the
are
day,
the police
it's
paying
no
for
point
y'all?
to
They
even
should be
to
paying
talk.
for protective.
No, it's not even that because you don't know if it's true or not. You don't know what's going on. You shouldn't even be speaking about it.
Thank you.
And then when content is recorded and y'all run it against her will, I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
That
involving
was against her will?
Yeah.
She would, but she shouldn't have called
No,
a nigga that
listen,
can't hold water. You get what I'm saying? And told him nothing. Like, if you tell Wack something, you might as well tell it to the internet.
That is
Yeah,
true.
I mean,
A lot of people like that.
yeah,
Academics, same way.
yeah.
Anytime you talk to Ag, you just assume that shit's making its way to the
assume
internet.
that it's
You
being
think Flacco's in that category as well?
I mean, more than most people, for sure, yeah.
What's crazy about that question by Lush is that Wack or Wack's homies took Flacco to their hood. This is a documented thing that Flacco has spoken about a couple times, and it led to something. I almost made an episode on it, but then something more entertaining happened, and I kind of just pushed it to the side. But maybe I'll do that as a follow up, just down the road. You know, maybe during a slow news week, the time when Whack 100 threatened Flacco, and I believe it's because of the things that Flacco was saying after going to Whack 100's hood and standing on the block with some of Whack's homies. But anyways, back into the clip. I said this is when it gets federal, but this is actually when it's like, oh shoot, I don't think you should be talking about that, Luce. It's coming up right now.
Nah.
Who is this fat person getting dome on your fucking camera roll, bro?
Oh,
What the fuck?
That's CC with a trans.
Oh, wow.
Wait, that's
Listen,
nah.
I swear to God,
Damn, that's why you don't be taking his shirt off?
bro.
That's a fat fuck.
That's
Look,
crazy.
read the
So
text messages.
look, outside of that,
hell?
the feds picked you up 2 times, right? You said the feds have picked you up on numerous occasions, right?
What part?
Lady
What time?
Fino was
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so
Hey,
look,
So
we're gonna elaborate and we're gonna
If it ain't-
respond
if
to
you
that.
can't- if
Yeah,
you
no,
can't talk
no,
about the
because
case, that's that.
at the end of the day, it's like this, right? Because when the same time they came and picked your ass up, right? They came and got Big Useless, right? And then they rolled on me.
Yeah.
So you already know the answer.
I don't know that they wrote on you.
Come on,
I'm telling
cuz.
you. I'm saying
We dealing with this
two
same-
separate times.
Okay,
I hear you.
okay,
I hear
wait,
you.
hold on.
You're talking.
No,
you
look
to them.
Okay, so listen.
You can't
So
just say
what?
you know.
Okay,
You have
no.
to-
So this is a couple of years ago, right?
yeah.
Bricc Baby hit me. Well, like
I know
5,
what's
6.
up. I know what's
hold
up.
on. No,
Yeah.
you
On
want
the
clear?
play. On the play.
Yeah, on the play, right?
Yeah.
And then some dogs eat somebody, right? So they contact Bricc. They was like, Bricc, we need our shit back. Can you get it from this individual, right?
Yeah.
Which is me. Bricc hit me and was like, man, they ordered you up. I said, nigga, you about to be ordered up. You get what I'm saying? That was the conversation with
Yeah.
what happened. You get what I'm saying? Our interaction when getting to know each other. So Bricc found out what I do, and I found out what he do. You get what I'm saying? So next question.
Meanwhile, none of us know or need to know.
Yeah.
Bricc should have just let Lou stop talking about it instead of encouraging him to elaborate for the audience, because this is right here. If you want to tie the arrests that were made just hours after this podcast concluded to this particular episode of the No Jumper Show, if you want to tie those arrests to that, you can off of that interaction right there alone. I think was the part where it's like, okay, they're alluding to, you know what I did, I know what you did, and then Brick's gonna still continue to elaborate on that even more, which I think is a terrible idea. Even in the moment I was watching, I was like, why is he like going on about this? Just move on to the next subject.
It was basically when I called, I seen the play, but he know what I'm on. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we argued, I think, when he said I'm about to get ordered up, because I think we had some words.
Yeah, we
to
had
say
some
after
words
that,
and stuff like that.
Nigga, order what? Nigga,
But you probably thought he was coming from a different place.
What I'm
like-
saying is, cuz, all right. If
Two
I
birds
get
in one stone, put it that way.
If I get his number from Big Bro, cuz, or however I reach you, I'm like, where, get me in contact with cuz, boom, 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 boom. So when cuz, I'm like, cuz, they trying to, you know what I mean? I don't know that cuz moving like this, so when I tap in, he's like, man, that's what cuz do. I'm like, oh yeah. And they basically telling cuz the same shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's why they want me to go get it from cuz, because can't nobody else get it from cuz. I'm like, this one, you ain't gonna be able to get back without you gotta come with some cash. You get what I'm saying? But either way it go. I get what you said. Yeah. All right.
Are you growing like a little rat tail back here or something?
Yeah.
Oh, you are, huh?
Yeah.
Wild timing to ask about the rat toe. I feel like you could have asked about that before they started talking about things that could possibly get them some jail time, if not worse, prison time. But yeah, so that's our recap right there of the most infamous episode of the Tuesday No Jumper Show, for sure. And I'll close out this chapter of this episode. There's more. Stay with me. There's more. I know this is usually when the video would stop, but we're about halfway there because there's a lot more context and things to unpack to get a better understanding of really how all these characters have been tied together and been kind of going back and forth with each other for years on No Jumper. All right here on No Jumper, the platform that will get you locked up. But yeah, so it's important for me to say this because we did speak of an alleged victim at the end of the day. And, rest in peace to that young man, Rashawn. And, prayers out to the family and to all the families, because when you take a life, regardless of who did it and all that, that's for the courts to decide. But when you take a life, two people lose their life. You know what I'm saying? And whoever's going to jail for life behind that body, they're losing their life as well. Whatever you had going on, you threw it away the day you decided to do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a sad situation all around. Bricc Baby just celebrated one of his kids' 16th birthday. He's got young kids too. but a lot of his kids and stuff, it seems like they're of the age where they can understand exactly what is going on. That their dad got snatched about the crib out of his sleep and thrown into the back of the marshal's car. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a bad look all around for all parties involved. But now we're gonna get into some old Big U footage. We got a couple no jumper appearances coming up. That I found some interesting moments throughout his previous appearances on No Jumper. Some that can paint him as, you know, the urban legend that's kind of surrounding his name, and some that can paint him as the philanthropist that is also surrounding his name. So it's an interesting person that we're evaluating. We're about to learn why he's somewhat of a duality type character. So such, you know, let's get into it. I'm not gonna spoil it before it starts playing. Let's just play the clip.
I then it cried when I went back and looked at these tapes and seen what was taped over him. It has
Oh,
the
they were
homies
taped over
first
mostly.
meeting, such and such get puts on the hood. All of these tapes that I had. I mean, going back from 1984, 85 with the big
Right.
boom boom
When
camera.
it wasn't easy to just film everything.
Man, bro, all of it's taped over.
Yeah.
So for context, this is Big U explaining how he was essentially one of the first like hood vlog type of people. He's always had an interest for cinema and storytelling, which he's gonna detail more coming up right here.
And I'm like, is there any way we can like go salvage it? Is it a way to go back and read? But so I've always wanted to tell stories. That's always been like, you know, my
Question is,
who grew up with my son and went to Santa Monica High School, my oldest son. And she was playing Nipsey, and she told Veen about Nipsey. Veen reached out to find Nipsey, and then from that, me and him established a relationship. And so when
we transitioned from him talking about his early love for storytelling and cinema to him now managing Melvin from Baby Boy.
I stopped managing Nipsey, I started managing him.
right.
And so I was managing him, I was booking him for shows. So by me putting him in shows, they would ask me about Mike Epps, they would ask me about all these different people. So I was booking them and making money. You know, and so I was doing that for like, around about 10 years.
Really?
So I'm making money off, and you know what kind of money he was making off Mission Impossible.
Oh, wow.
So I'm making money off doing the shows with him, and then I'm getting credit in writing. So I ended up, one of my biggest writing was Force of Execution.
Right.
And it was with Veen Rain, Danny Trejo, and Steven Seagal. And it's the first project Steven Seagal ever played a bad guy in.
Oh, wow.
And that was shot for like $7 million. And I acted in it, did the rewrites. I changed Veen's character all the way around to be Big U. He was really like playing like he was me coming from prison,
Right.
versus Steven Seagal in the drug business. And I kept him alive. They messed up and put his tattoos all in the wrong place. They wanted, they wanted all this other stuff. You know, it was like, it's cinema on him, but and then they was like, I remember when I was writing it, and they was like, well, he doesn't die. And I'm like, what? Am I dead?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, no, you're not. So, well, why should I kill myself?
But in these kind of movies, this guy is supposed to die usually.
No, only if you write the black guy dead.
Right.
You know what I mean? The black guy not dying in this movie, bro.
Okay, I respect that. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, we die in every movie, and usually in the beginning, and the black guy didn't die in the end. So I fought them on that, and they was like, oh, well, you're right, you're still here. I'm like, yeah. So if you see it, Veen doesn't die.
Right.
He just disappears. And then in mine, I get beat up. We all get beat up. We got to let the white guys win.
Is that how this is?
We had to let the white guys win.
What? Okay, this is what I want to.
So there's kind of a peek into the mind of Big U, or at least at some point in his life when he was really out here getting all the cinema chops off. And hats off to that. That's a tough industry to break into for sure, and to be creative on that level. You know, it's not he was just the muscle. Like, they had him contributing to scripts and all that. So shout out to that. And shout out to Melvin. Shout out to Baby Boy. Shout out my boy Jody. That's one of my favorite movies. No cap. But yeah, so now we're gonna get into I almost called Big U Melvin. We're we're gonna get into Big U talking about his music industry connections and skills or whatnot. So let's see what he got to say here.
Concerts and shows. Like I did 2 concerts a year. I did a development option show, and that was one of my main shows. Then I book artists.
Okay.
I could book Quavo. These are relationships. Like I booked T.I. Anytime these guys, certain ones came to the West Coast, they went through me.
What kind of discount does an artist have to give up when Big U's the one booking them?
I don't give a discount.
Okay.
That's how you don't get a call back.
Right.
I don't look for discounts. Only time I look for a discount for artists if I'm giving them cash. That means I might bring them cash off the books.
I think most of the artists would be happy about that.
What? The reason why they call me. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean the government doesn't get to take 50% of this? Okay.
So
Is random admissions like that though that Adam kind of amplified with his commentary that might have made them Alphabet Boys look a little further into how Big U likes to manage his money. And things like that, because you giving brown paper bag deals to book the artist. A lot of people say these types of things in their interviews, but it's just not a good idea. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't moving squeaky clean, you don't gotta broadcast it, and that's not just because there's a whole RICO going on. It's just I feel like this is this part hits different now, given the fact, when we have the luxury of looking back at something with the information that just broke on a Wednesday morning, right? And that they had a whole financial twist to the indictment. So that's a little crazy. That part of it gets a little eerie. I'm not gonna lie.
what most people was thinking and saying that I was pressing artists who getting off the plane is so far from the truth. So it only took an artist to deal with me to realize, I'm keeping it 100.
But isn't it crazy how you could have this whole career and it's like, especially with you, just because of your history, any little bit of gangster shit will poison the well, and it'll become the narrative, and everything that you've done professionally gets kind of erased.
All of it. It's crazy how I got to be Big U for the rest of my life. Shit that I was doing, I was 21, 22, 12, 15. But everybody else get to grow up.
Right.
Everybody else gets to say, I changed my life and I'm changed and I'm this and I'm that.
But that's how fascinated people are with gangster shit.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you can either wallow in it or do like I did. I sat back for 2.5 years, watched the internet go 2 years and watched the internet go crazy while making my project. And it was the fuel for me to make something that was so phenomenal that people couldn't deny it. So in the room when we putting it together, I'm like, no, this got to be this got to be that. So when you ask me how involved I was very involved.
Right. But see, that's the area that you
I'm
come
not
from.
gonna do that. I'm not gonna bag on nobody on this camera because I'm not gonna do that.
That's bullying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But okay, there's a big difference. I feel like the old generation or the new generation is you're in the studio, everybody's staring at their phone. The old generation is we don't got phones, so we're gonna fuck with each other. We're gonna talk. We're gonna mess with each other. We're gonna get into all kinds of reindeer games and hijinks, and it's good that you still epitomize that. I think.
I do. I mean, I grew up from the era like we gonna have fun. Then somebody gonna call us and tell us something happening on Crenshaw, or something happening somewhere. We pulling up. We got the guns. We going to go take care of that.
Right.
Then we coming right back. We having fun till somebody get caught.
Right.
Now, I mean, that's how we grew up. We really grew up from bagging in the room, and then like we get a phone call, a page, and that was on like that quick. We go from that quick to that quick.
But okay, you as someone who's changed your life so much, you don't talk about that like it's this horrible memory that has scarred you. You seem like you kind of you appreciate your history, even if you are not living such a way, right?
It was what we grew up doing, and like it was.
Notice there how Adam kind of, I don't know, caught on or pointing out whichever narrative we want to run with. Either way, he's putting a spotlight on the way that looks, the way that Big U could be perceived as somebody that is half clean, half dirty. That's kind of what he's spotlighting right there, right? By saying you're very proud. Like he tried to word it in a way that's not gonna make him want to walk off the recording, walk off the set, right? But at the end of the day, you're shining the light to where people looking back at this interview can say, okay, so he's still kind of street, even at this age. That's how that comes off. And Adam went on the No Jumper News and tried to say, none of this is my fault, blah blah blah. And I don't know, bro. You brought on Rosenberg. You had a police puppet. You're wearing your Rosenberg costume. You've interviewed all of these people that well, not all 20 of them, but you've interviewed the 3 main people that the internet's going to talk about that were listed in the suspect list, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like it might be a little bit of a guilt type of feeling on his hands, and he's trying to make himself, clear his name from the backlash that he was anticipating, because we don't hesitate on this good internet to call Adam 16 out on his bullshit. I'm gonna just keep it a stack. It is what it is, and I'm gonna do it again. I'm almost certain that some of these clips that I'm reviewing are clips that were used to help build the case. And you could blame it all on the guest, but at some point, as the person whose platform it is, especially, this isn't a live stream. This is something that was edited and approved and put out, right? And then also on top of that, you edit and proofread your own notes before coming into the interview. There's things that you didn't, you don't have to call out that he's still kind of in the streets, or that's the vibe you're getting. You don't have to call that out. He didn't blatantly say like something of a criminal nature or nothing. You just kind of drew that conclusion. That's not really doing anybody any favors, unless, you receive a little bonus for sending a couple clips over to a different office. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm just reviewing the footage. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching the game tape. But anyways, let's get back into the game tape.
I'm doing whatever business I'm doing, and I get to the kids and I coach. And after the kids, I go back into music. So my music time is really like from 9 p.m. all the way to like 1 or 2. And I get home, or maybe when I get home, and I'm usually sleeping in the studio while they making the music. And I'm waking up like, oh, what did you do? And you know what I'm saying?
Are they not allowed to splash you with the water like Chief Keef?
Hell no, because I can still, listen, I got about 18 more months to this fighting shit.
Right.
You know
Oh, really?
About 18 more months to this over after that.
When's the last time you scrapped with somebody?
Shit. 3 weeks ago, we spar every day. You know I spar.
Okay, but I mean like rough somebody up in the streets.
Fight, man, I don't know. I don't even talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fight with nobody, bro. This shit'll hurt. You know what I'm saying? At my age, you're like, this shit'll hurt. Like, it'll really like hurt like for months.
Bro,
like,
that shit blew my mind, seeing you just outside the fucking roller rink, and it was just normal that just fades all day.
Oh, yes, I used to go.
That's crazy.
Yes, I really used to go. It really used to go like that, though. Like, dudes would come from everywhere. Like, oh, I want to squab with Big U. You know what I mean?
For real.
Yeah.
And you would just, let's go.
You can't turn the fade down.
Yeah.
You pulled up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You never met anybody that was real competition around that time?
Nah, nope, not that time. Because, I was kind of cheating.
How so?
Meaning that I trained to fight.
Oh, okay. That's cheating. Right.
You know, if I'm trained, I ran, I exercised,
right.
and my whole family did martial arts. So when we met and got together, it'd be a family thing. Like, we have our own school.
Do you think you would be a UFC fighter if you?
I would have definitely been a UFC fighter,
right.
a good one. Because I boxed already. I grew up boxing, and I grew up doing martial arts, and I started wrestling at Pomona High School, and I went there for 1 year.
That would have been amazing.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I'm too old and shot up too many times, knee injuries. Them dudes will kick my ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't compete against the 20-year-olds these days or whatever.
I'm not even gonna try. I'm gonna turn that fade down.
I'd like to see that Big U in the UFC
you said
heavyweight
whack. He
division.
said whack. You want to see whack fight? You already say whack.
How do you feel about Big U saying that gun I never told?
Whack is the one that ignited the other Crips saying, Big U, you a motherfucking lie. Gunner told. Did you hear that punk shit he said?
I don't think I heard whatever you're talking about.
He said, the only thing Gunner did wrong was let him record him.
accidentally called Big U whack. That's crazy. I bet you Adam was low key shitting bricks until he seen him laugh it off. Right after talking about how you got impeccable squabbles too. Come on now. It sounded like Big U could have been the first version of John Jones if UFC was around back in his day. Uh, and true, honestly, probably a bigger version of John Jones because John Jones is like the John Bone Jones. He's the skinny version of his brothers, but he got what both brothers is D linemen in the NFL type beat. So that's interesting. If you would do like what would that be? Is that not Final Fantasy? Uh, not I'm thinking Final Destination. I'm tweaking, but y'all know what I mean, like a Tekken type vibe, but like on some nigga shit. That would be interesting to see for sure. But now we're gonna get into the whack portion. That was the perfect segue actually to get into the whack portion of this. We got a couple clips of whack talking that Cash shit. It's very fitting that his first name is Cash because he do be talking Cash shit and long form too. So I'll try to keep it brief on some of these, but let's see what Wack got to say about Big U. Even though there's so much out there, there's no way I could compile it all and keep it within 5 hours. It would probably be a 10-hour video if I try to compile all the times that Wack has brought up Big U over the past, I don't know, 3 years. So let's get into what I did compile.
No, definitely not us, right? Okay. So what I'm saying is this: the fact that you knew this was Luce Cannon's brand.
They gave me one too. I could go put it on right now.
I mean, yo, bro, look, man, I just put on the hoodie and rode out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think you're riding out for your homie.
Luce Cannon?
That you guys You guys are doing a little bit of shady business together.
Not shady. Might be me and Luce Cannon been comrades for quite some time. We fooled the streets.
What about those
Did you hear the Luce Cannon diss song on me?
Yeah, and I feel like you're lying when you say that it was all premeditated and planned out.
It was. He told me that's what he wanted to do. I told him do it.
I don't know.
Do you really think I'm gonna have a motherfucker sitting here with me? Like, let's just be.
Let's rewrite history and make it like the diss song was something that I was already in on. So anything you said in the diss song isn't real. Now that's why we're on good terms. I can totally imagine you saying like, "Listen, you're gonna say that the diss song that you made, I was in on it and we planned all that out."
Let me enlighten you on something. One thing about
that's a total whack play.
One thing about Luce Cannon, he's a businessman.
Is he?
Yeah, his rap and all that he does, that's for his own personal entertainment. Me and Lucy did a few real estate deals, a few things. He brought me clients to do things, people that's losing distressed properties and shit. He knows who he knows.
Okay.
But, within doing that, when you start having conversations with somebody and you realize the person in the middle is like, wait, he said what? And you like, wait, he said what? You start crossing it and you start to understand what it is. So I rolled the dice. It was risky for me, because they from the same neighborhood. So I rolled the dice and just put a few things on the table. He looked at me. I said, you thinking what I'm thinking? He like, yeah. I said, well, fuck it. We gonna leave it as is. Nobody ever knew that we was even doing the other business. I've never did any music business with him.
Okay.
So you never would see me at a concert or doing any featuring with Luce. Luce always called me about other shit, right? So that's why I respect his business hand.
All right, so what they were talking about right there is this clip that we have loaded up right now, which is, I believe, the first time that Luce Cannon was brought onto the Adam and Wack show. He came on there with his wife, Charisse, I think is her name, the reality TV star. They do reality shows together and stuff. But yeah, Luce came on here and said some information that documents are referencing this clip. The official court documents reference this clip right here. So let's check it out.
Right?
Saying what?
They get at him. Ain't no saying nothing. Action.
They beat his ass.
They beat his ass. Okay.
They get at him, right? That's Luce. So I'm like, so I get the call, right? I'm like, he like, yo, I say, yo, who was that? He like, Luce Cannon. I say, what Luce? I say, where you from? Because I know it ain't him. Because Big U from 6-0. Ain't no way Luce get that Molly Mall like that. So when he say Luce Cannon, I'm like, from where? He like 6-0. I say, wait, that was Luce that did you like that? I said, hold on. So I called Big U.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, why is Luce doing that to bro? Now, you got to remember, me and Marley do real business. I come get a beat from him. You know, I pay him for his beat, give him his points. We got to hit him and Game and Jeremiah came from Marley, right? So Big U like laughs the shit off, right? So I'm like, yo, bro, what kind of shit you on? I thought Marley is, you know what I'm saying? What kind of shit you on?
Yeah.
Right? So then, you know, he started to make mention of certain things, and I guess he must have called you back or called Marley back. He called Marley back and said, you called Wack? And told Wack, and at this point in time, Marley like, fuck me calling Wack. What's up with your homeboys doing me like that? You know, I didn't let your kids stay. I didn't did everything in the world for you. What's up with your... And at that point in time, I think Marley's light came on.
Yeah, but see, people don't understand, like, Big U, he got his name for dealing with, like, niggas like me. So it's not like he actually doing work or putting in work himself or whatever. He just do it and then put his name on. Same thing like what Marley Marl do. Marley Marl act like he made this beat and take a picture in front of the studio, but actually he's selling you somebody else's product. You get what I'm saying? That's what Big U do. He finesse niggas. He acting
but is
like
that somebody's product? Because if Marley Marl provide the workplace, he provide the tools, and he say, yo,
and don't
I'm gonna let you work here, and we're gonna cut this shit up. My influence is gonna bring the artists here to move the product. I never heard Marley say he did a beat.
But what kind of shit are you saying that Big U does that he then
shit.
stamps but doesn't actually do? You're talking about street shit?
Yeah, they're like street shit. So basically, say if I go do something in the hood, right, and he knows about it, he'll tell everybody in the hood.
Like it's him.
So like it's him, but then they be calling me. It was like, cuz you just did this, and I'm like, cuz that's like some police shit, because why would you be telling...
And hold on, before we let this infamous clip keep going, look how Whack 100 is looking at this man. Is something about that far seat, that far right seat, or far left, depending on where you're sitting, that just makes people look like undercover cops. The way Lush be looking at Bricc Baby from that same seat is how Whack is looking at Luce. Like, yeah, tell it all, yeah. This gonna mess the game up right here. Like, yo.
But if me and you is the only person that know what we did, it shouldn't even go between.
Are you woke, Luce?
Of course.
Are you woke now?
Yeah.
You know why he's putting it out there, right?
Of course.
He got to get that credit from that 7 Street contract.
Of course. So at the end of the day, it's like I realized, like, damn, it's 2023 and you got a BlackBerry, like they didn't even.
How long have I been asking about that BlackBerry?
Since 2015.
So that's the phone that he got?
Yeah, his name in the contract. 7 Street Division issued him a BlackBerry as a police issue phone to report all gang violence in his grid area. And this is an annual contract. If he doesn't produce, then they take it. He's been having a contract 10, 11 years. He did such a great job. He went from $550,000 a year. They gave him a $440,000 bonus. We send the contract. But listen, fuck all that.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, cause he'll be like he'll manipulate things. Like we'll go and do something, and the same niggas we do it to show up to the house like 10 minutes later when we trying to counting everything, right? And we be like, how the fuck they get that? Oh, well, we're going to just give them like $40,000 back and stuff like that. But cuz it's actually putting us in paperwork, right? And like doing like real police shit. I seen the nigga get like 20 guns. And when he got 20 guns, he's selling them to the homies. But I'm like, why are you writing down the serial numbers? So it's like he was doing like shit like that. And I didn't catch on. So
not catching on to a nigga writing down the serial numbers is crazy. You you mean to, like, this is why they be calling him slow to his face, because, excuse me, you may have some business acumen and all that, but what you mean you didn't catch on until later that it was weird that he was writing down the serial numbers, bro? What? So he's basically distributing items into the street and keeping track of it for a later date or to report back to something. Allegedly, this is what Luce is alleging against the man, right? And Wack brought him on to do this, but there's more.
It was like I'm waking up now. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm his
high-tech shit.
I'm his right hand man. You get what I'm saying? So when it came down to like dirt and stuff like that, I'm gonna get it. You get what I'm saying? And then like one day,
you know why he wanted to get a dude back to 40, right? Because he was gonna make dude give him 20 for getting it back.
Of course.
And kept you out of it.
Of course. He did that to when I did that to Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
What'd you do to them?
So
the club when you sweated them in the club.
Yeah,
dude, and Meek and Rick have no idea that Draw sent you at him.
Yeah. No, yeah, they sent that because I called Ross. I'm like, Ross,
boy, this shit getting crazy.
Drop off the 50,000, and we're gonna let Meek live on Crib. So Ross dropped
the double cross extortion play is basically what they're alleging with this unprompted interview. I guess it's an interview, podcast appearance, whatever you want to call it. Wack and Luce have talked about this dozens of times, as you can tell, as Wack talks Luce through what he wants him to say, making sure all the main talking points are covered, right? So this is sketchy. Other than just how he's looking at Luce and what's going on inside of Wack's pockets. Is there a recording device? I don't know. But this whole scene is crazy, and what they're talking about is crazy. It came out, on Wednesday. This resurfaced on Wednesday with all the arrests that were made and stuff. And basically, Luce Cannon has been saying that he was Big U's muscle for a period in time before they had their falling out. And while being the muscle, he would, he would, basically Big U would say, come to LA, we're going to protect you. Is going to be straight, but in order to create the need for protection, there has to be a threat of harm, right? So he would send people like Luce Cannon, allegedly, to, present the threat of harm so that then it could look like you're being protected once you pay a fee. So it was a whole, play. It's really some diabolical, evil, genius type shit that they're alleging. And like I said, I'm not passing judgment one way or another. I'm just commenting on what was presented to us on this good old internet. And this shit is crazy.
Dropped off the 50,000, and so me and the homies we go back. He stopped answering the phone. He stopped picking up and shit like that. And we were like, "What you doing?" Like 2 days later, he called me. He was like, "Oh, nephew, where you at?" And I'm like, "Nigga, where my money at?" And he was like, "Oh, I needed it for bills. I needed it for." I'm like, "What?" Like, cause that's some weird shit. And then he stopped answering the phone because I'm trying to pull up on him. Like, bro, you got to come and see me. And then it's like we were doing a TV show like a while back, right? And I'm on a phone. He FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick. So I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like I could have probably stopped it or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like...
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah. And
you
we
like...
were just talking on regular. So it's like, at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because...
You don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like, they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like, you just never knew.
R.I.P. to Nipsey Hussle. But before we let that clip continue, I almost forgot to drop this one in, but I got to drop this one in because pretty recently, I think it was one of the Thursday shows, um, Bricc Baby and Almighty Suspect were talking about uh, how basically in Los Angeles, the black gangs don't really, sell drugs like that, like how it's so common in other states. They're explaining how it's more common to run plays, thievery and stuff like that is more common. And for sure, like home invasion has always been a big, big thing in LA County. Um, but just strong arm and all that. Almighty told a crazy story about just driving down. I think he said Melrose and seeing a group of people hop out a whip and rob somebody broad day for their chain. Obviously, there's cases like famous musicians getting robbed for their chain in LA all the time. Uh, it's like a common known thing at this point, right? But we got that clip right here. Then we'll let this one finish up of Luce Cannon talking about the shady bad timing of the phone call. This shit's crazy. It really gets deep. It really gets deep. So we're gonna let it finish it up for sure. But I just have to insert this clip here just to kind of tie it all back full circle to understand like damn like bro really was on here talking way too much. And so was Suspect and so was Bricc, of course. So yeah, here it is.
Example, right? Bro, you see like various factions, even if they are homies, it's just various factions.
We are and the niggas who get money be on Melrose. They gonna go support the homie, nigga.
Listen,
yeah, fools ain't really like. It's
I've been on Melrose.
Not
I
advisable
ain't
to
seen
go.
as much gang activity on Melrose.
Man,
shit, back
since when?
I've been at the store,
nigga. Bro, you been at the store in the back.
It's for sure been the thing ever since like I graduated high school in the 2010s. You know what I'm saying? And it's been the thing for sure that whenever you go to Melrose, yeah, you want to go shopping or whatever, you got to bring your homies. You better be kind of deep down there because even just walking around with enough bags of shoes and shit from Flight Club and things like that, you might just get robbed for the shoes that you came there to get. We was doing all types of tactics where we would buy, let's say 3 of the homies bought some shoes, all 3 of us about to walk back. One, put them shits in your backpack if it fits, but then we walking back to the car, putting them in the trunk, then walking back to go to another store. Like, it made the shopping take way longer, but you just had to move smart because niggas was really walking all up and down the block all day just looking for a lick. That shit was different. So yeah, Flacco's just all the way naive. Which in this, I'm hard on Flacco, but in this case, it's understandable. He's not from here. It's not like we would know where in North Dakota or something. Is the bad spot that you might not want to have your chain out at. So you get a pass on this one. You get a little education. It's just the way he talks that makes shit so intolerable, low key.
You don't see all them things that Desto throws.
This is the least amount of gang activity that Melrose has had by a significant margin.
Last year or two, right?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, really?
That shit used to be like low key, like you'd have to be ready to go to Melrose.
No,
like shit was gonna
get your no, right? Because I was about to go there, right? Like last night, right?
Melrose used to be activated, bro. Fairfax too.
Yeah, no, listen though. I was about to go like grab a burger. And then I seen like Instagram, and I seen like at least like 3 niggas do vlogs there.
Yeah,
at least 3 like different gangbangers.
No. How do you know they're gangbangers?
Because we know these people, right?
Oh, okay.
And they did vlogs there. I said, oh, this is like the new like a tourist like a new tourist spot down for gangbangers.
It's the new hood.
It's a hood tourist spot.
Funny,
yeah,
right?
I'm not going.
Say that because look. The nigga Snow Girl used to say the same shit.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I ain't gonna lie, blood, that shit like the new set, blood. That shit like the hood.
That's what I was just
like fly. Like, blood, you can stand out.
See, they're talking about Marathon Burger being on Melrose, but the same statements can apply to No Jumper. We've been saying it online for a minute. Shit, even before I had a YouTube channel, folks have been saying that online for a cool minute. No Jumper is a gang hangout. What are you talking about, Flacco? You work at one. You're sitting in one right now on the live stream. You're not safe right now.
All day, bro. You can post up, you up and down.
Oh my God.
Enemies, blood. He like, blood. This really like the hood, but like it's fly.
No,
Swear to God. That's the only smart thing he actually said. And I was like, you know what? You actually right. Because it is. Because before we was rapping, niggas used to go out there just to catch a nigga and snatch a chain.
And fools were having full-blown fucking bang-outs over there.
Your ass booked.
Yep. We'll ride up and down them because we know this where, nigga, I'm talking about we bopping every clothing store. If they got vape in it, we bopping it. We hitting that motherfucker. And we just waiting for out-of-town rappers to come through this motherfucker and walk down the street and see some chains. We got him. Nigga, bounce right out, get jiggy on him, and get on. You know this place way better than you do.
Or out of town, not even just rappers, out of town people.
Nigga, I'm on Fairfax and the homie live behind that motherfucker, and you know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is get
anybody we don't know that's bust down and look like he lacking, they getting it.
Yeah.
You got that tight ass shirt on. You tell it, even if it's in your bag, it's too late.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck about that backpack. I'm taking that backpack too.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it with my own eyes. I'm driving down Melrose and I'm like, damn, niggas still doing that. I'm driving down Melrose like 2022. Yeah. I'm talking about right on the right side, maybe like 2 blocks north of where the No Jumper store was.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm talking about niggas hop right out. I want to say it was like a gold Honda. Nigga, 3-4 niggas hop out. Every nigga got Blick. Mask, what?
Damn, the only detail he didn't say was their license plate number. Did you get the VIN too, nigga? Chill. Like, yo, what's up, bro? He done had a photographic memory flashback moment.
You know them little seats where niggas be sitting outside No Jumper and they be eating food outside the little restaurants? Well, nigga was bust down too. Got up on them. I'm talking about everybody masked up. Got up on. I'm talking about it was so fast. I'm at the light watching this shit go down. They get out. Get up on him, a little struggle, his bitch scream, but they get up on him, everybody draw down, whoop, 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 got right on, was gone before the light changed back green.
It's after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too early?
Yep, he hit me a little bit too early because the homie Shitty double back 3 times. You get what I'm saying? And first he shot him. Boom, go into the alley, came back and shot him, boom. It wasn't good enough, and then he came back and he shot him again, but now it's like
how did he know?
Yeah, no, but
that's crazy.
It's deep, so it's like, I don't know who to trust.
Now let me ask you a question. I heard this, I don't know how true it is. I heard that Shitty and Nipsey had a fight.
Yeah, they had
prior to a couple weeks before that.
They had a fight like a week before that when they had a fight. You know, Shitty ain't known for fighting.
Yeah, no, not at all.
He known for doing the other thing. So at the end of the day, it's like Nipsey beat him up. Nipsey is what's like 6'4", 6'5". Shitty is like 5'5", 5'6". You get what I'm saying? Like frails. Like he get high.
So it was already
He get high as crazy. So Brick's clique, that was the junkies. That's a wild fact. I mean, we see it every Tuesday and Thursday, but gosh dang, nigga, get sober, bro. That shit ain't it. That's not the right way to live. I know everybody got their own struggles and shit. Listen, man, there was a point in my life where I was smoking, trying to be able to smoke with the most smoker of smokers, not like lush type smoke, just good old medical marijuana, but that is behind me now. That's in my past, and that's why I be saying stay sober, yo, because I was making poor decisions off the shit. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Stay off the weed, and for sure off all that other shit. You playing with your life, you playing roulette with your life, you out here doing the shit that they talking about.
Pretty some friction there.
Yeah, it was already friction because of like some police telling shit. And
now let me ask you something, bro, because you know I know you. See, you don't say nothing. You kind of like me in a way. You don't say nothing unless.
But the homies know. So it's like, it's not like I'm saying something that they don't know. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like you telling me, oh, I'm fucking with the police or whatever like that, trying to smooth your background out. So I'm like, on 6-0, I'm going to expose your buster ass neighborhood crib. And if a nigga take it any type of way, they could get at me, or I'll pull up and get at them. It's like,
So you pretty much saying he called you, told you Nip got killed. You called Nip in a panic. He answered the phone. When you hear his voice, you like, well, Nip ain't dead, but you don't warn him what he said. 30 minutes later, you get a call after the fact, Nip dead.
yeah, it's just like with Draco. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's where I had to cut the clip off because he about to disrespect somebody's brother and shit. That interview is crazy though. Go and watch the full thing if y'all got the time, just to really build the story for yourself. Even further past what this video can do. But so Luce Cannon's phone is apparently a gold mine of evidence and things like that, which might be why, even though he's not known to be cool with Big U over the past few years, it might be why he was picked up in this raid, this bust, whatever it's called, right? Because there's a bunch of video document and audio document via Clubhouse of Wack referencing just how rich of a resource this dude's phone is. And then in the clip earlier, you seen he has videos, like blackmail videos allegedly of big homie CC and all types of stuff. So let's check out this clip of Wack talking about the infamous Luce Cannon cell phone.
I liked him as a podcaster. I feel like a lot of information has been brought to the table since that makes me really, really call into question quite a few of the claims that were made on here.
Well, unless Luce is sitting here, we can't question the claims. The only reason why I allowed him to do what he did is because he has the things he has in his phone. And if I wouldn't have seen him across the board, I wouldn't have let him say what he said.
So you've seen additional evidence that goes beyond what was said on the last episode of this podcast?
I seen the arrangements from the people he said paid him to certain females. I've seen what he's talking about. I got calls from, the baby mama of Nipsey. That's his cousin. You do know that, right? The girl on the sex tape is his cousin.
Okay.
Right? So he's a little more tied in. And I know what his position is with certain people. Regardless of what anybody's saying, your little minions, I know who was, call such and such, tell them pull up on us, right?
Okay.
It's just like me, watch this. A year from now, I bump heads with one of my dudes, and you hear me saying, Lil John, he ain't nobody. Such and such, he ain't nobody. You're going to say, hey, Wack, whenever I seen you, I seen him. So if he's saying something, it's a good possibility. It might be some truth to it because he's very, very close to you. Get what I'm saying? So when you all of a sudden are saying something, and I'm knowing, you wasn't leaving your house till that nigga was outside. I don't want to hear that shit.
I guess, for me, my concern is less the facts of what may have occurred in these situations and more so the reality of the fact that you appear to be using No Jumper as a platform by which you can push narratives that negatively impact people that you consider to be your enemies.
You can't say that. That's your little high guy in your ear.
I feel like most of the audience probably is kind of on board with that they're getting these vibes as well.
First of all, it was a lot of content, a lot of topics discussed.
Most of it wasn't really viral that everybody was talking about, right? There was a few things in particular that really stood out.
That's all you need on any motherfucking segment. I mean, it's very few segments where you get viral minute, second one to the 200 to the second hour.
Viral is not always worth it just for the sake of being viral.
Well,
hell no, not Adam talking about he got morals when it comes to what clips he put out there and things like that. You know you don't care. If you cared like that, half the channel will be taken down after incriminating things or potentially incriminating things are said. I want to be able to make this video if you cared, bro. What are you talking about? All it is for you is viral. And the only reason why I'm making this video now is because the shit done taking place. Y'all know there's not a single piece of paperwork that I'm posting on here because I'm not really trying to be a news channel. The actual news clip of all them niggas in the suits and all that, I'm not posting that. We all watched it already. If you haven't watched it already, go and watch it. I have literally like a 15-second clip of that, and that's it out of that whole 17-minute video. Like, that's not what my channel is for. Like I said in the beginning, like, unfortunately, this isn't even going to be that fun of a video for me as far as being able to have fun with my commentary and kind of joke around and stuff. Because this is a serious matter where, people's lives are essentially being ended via having to go and sit in a cage for the rest of their life. And I don't find that amusing. But man, speaking of what's not amusing, let's get back into this. And then we got some more old clips coming up of the FMW people interviewing. Actually, we do have a funny clip coming up with that FMW shit. So let's go.
Listen, we don't dictate what's viral. The people dictate what they see, and if they watch it and share it and share it and share it. Because guess what? They use my name on this motherfucker a whole lot to go viral.
Who?
Your little minions.
Who are they really?
Oh, that's a fact.
Who? You talking about Bricc and Sharp?
Well, Sharp really don't do it.
Okay.
Sharp will answer questions.
Uh-huh.
Sharp really don't do it. Sharp really don't give a fuck like that. But, for instance, everything going on with them internally, what you mentioned me for. Motherfucker 600 was just up here with Bricc.
Right.
You smiling, taking pictures. See, I can't respect that punk shit. You just up here with 600, smiling, taking pictures, and then the next day,
gotta disavow it.
You talking crazy because he getting pressure. But I'm gonna let you know, Bricc, tread lightly, because those 600 got you in the pickle. In phone conversations, you calling about what they making you do. And they giving you some wrong information, my brother. So they finna fry his ass up anyway.
Hey, now that's crazy. That's crazy. Flash forward a year now since that was said on this podcast. Maybe even this is the 9-month-old clip. But 9 months to a year ago, Whack 100 said that to Bricc Baby on the Adam and Whack show. And now fast forward to today, Bricc Baby is in federal custody. Whoa. Talking about 600 got all the info that you've been saying on the phone. They about to fry your ass up. Whoa. But all right, so we're gonna get to this. This Figmunity World clip is funny. They had what's now the Figmunity World and all that. Duno, AD, and Terrell. They were, obviously No Jumper employees at the time of this clip, and they interviewed Big U. I think in the same week that he did the interview that was playing earlier in this video, that was the one-on-one with Adam. Both very good pieces of content. This was a golden age for No Jumper for sure. But they had Funky Fred in the building with no underwear on, and they had this funky ass nigga with his ashy, like it's beyond ash. It looked like he needed to get his feet amputated. They had him warming up the seat for Big U. Maybe it was a rainy day in LA. I doubt it though, because everybody wearing shorts. But they decided that he needed to warm up the seat. I really don't get it. I don't think he needed to be there, other than Adam was trying to see if he would get pressed for his strong takes on people's life decisions. But that's shit. It is here and there. Actually, I was gonna say neither here nor there, but it's here and there. So let's check this shit out.
You got on Hanes today, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Who get here got on knockers? Cause you got on knockers?
Nigga, what type of drawers you wear?
For Ethicum.
Yeah, they sent the two for
Ethica's
free.
going out of business, so that'll let you know.
So if I got Ethica and some Hanes.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
I ain't
cool.
gonna lie. Ethica make a nigga nuts stink. I had to stop wearing that shit. I'm gonna keep it gangster.
That's because they so tight and
They
it's
so-
in the
they
cloth
so
and
tight.
all that.
They're
So
not
how'd you know you
breathable.
rubbed your balls and you went like this?
A bitch went down there and said, "Jesus Christ, your shit stink." I was
For
like,
real?
"Fuck, hell yeah."
She told you like this shit stink,
And
nigga.
then you go in the shower and you like, "Ooh, this motherfucking do stink." No more Ethicas, cuz.
Do it make you stink, cuz?
Nah,
Your fat ass stink, cuz.
I don't want to hear. You're all right. For the whole right side of your body stink.
Fuck you,
See, look,
nigga.
Heather's here too. You gonna disrespect him in front of his women?
I don't give a fuck.
Let's get on.
Yo, we done?
That nigga said we done. That nigga trying to get out of here. He stayed on Tuesday. He's done. No, get your ass up out of here, dog. It's all good. Unplug this nigga right here, man, until he get some lotion on the motherfucker. That nigga said I'm done.
I hate these niggas. I hate Wednesdays. I hate Wednesdays.
I'll be back though.
Hey.
I hate that for good time.
Oh, so this, fuck, Gino brought this for you.
Oh shit, good looks.
No, off camera though. Off camera.
I'll be back though.
We just had to fuck with you, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Y'all
sir.
showed some love to Poetic Flacco
Yeah,
for being a good sport. That nigga said, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, he said it's the time. He didn't have to get this motherfucker.
That nigga said, I got to get out of here, man.
Yeah, hold on. Don't show your ass on this motherfucker either. Nigga got ass crack showing on this bitch. Come on, man. Oh, look what we got in the building, cuz.
Here we go.
Oh, my boy in this motherfucker. I ain't got no money, cuz.
Hey, so this is Duno.
Duno what?
He don't know nothing. That's Duno. and you remember C-Rod, your homie C-Rod right there.
They don't call you for your real name? Do you gotta put these on?
You ain't gotta put it on, cuz. But you can hear us. Come on, cuz.
I got beef with you. You know I got beef with you.
Oh, you heard about
You call me a broke ass rapper.
Nah, you know, cause I think I'm a good judge of character, but the rest of the world, you know, still paint you as a villain, though. You feel me? So it's like damn, like, how do it feel to be like, do it fuck with you sometimes to be painted as a villain out here?
Only when it fucks with the money.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come feel a person's energy. And I read so many books, and I read so many books, like, that you have to just go through certain things. Like, nobody's never going to see you for what you are. That's why they say Allah knows a man's heart and what other men's want. So basically, I look at it like that. Like, I mean, you know, I got to just do it. When you dead, they're going to say all the good things you did.
Facts.
Point blank. I went to my homeboy's funeral yesterday, and I'm looking at his obituary, and I'm looking like, dang, I didn't know he did all that. And I'm just looking like, wow. You know, what a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, bro, and that's all they're going to do. Read your scroll then. You know, but I mean, it's like, I got to be the best. Even when I'm like with Maul, and I used to be with Maul, no matter what, when I walk through the door, I'm the bad guy.
For sure.
But why they put that on you, though?
Because it's black. I'm black. I'm big. I fit the
Bald head
criteria.
in the motherfucker.
Yeah,
He coming too black, big bald head
That's why you made
motherfucker.
his big rings, huh?
It's kind of
Like, nigga
racist,
look like me.
I mean, it's kind of racist when you look at it, because the big black guys are the ones you gotta watch. Remember, the only one that's gonna help you. Like,
Yeah. That's what I'm like.
Like, I pull all the way up here by myself, right? I'm like, but then I mean, if I'm by myself, like I mostly be, I swear to God, I done been placed by myself, and I be talking to somebody, and the room would be like, Big, you was there with like 30 dudes.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm literally by myself. I stopped to talk to 30 dudes and kept moving. Like, that's just how it goes.
Or you get blamed for everything your homies do.
Everything.
Everything.
But then that's natural. That's natural order thing, because, like I was telling you, how the mind function is basically when my homeboys do stuff or somebody do something, like your homies do it, people going to associate it with the ones they know. If I know Big U, your first thought going to be, damn, Big U homies. If I know you, Compton, your Compton niggas just did same thing with the Hoovers, same thing with the Spanish. You only going to associate it. So it's kind of like, you know what I mean, no matter what you do, they still going to have a bad one for you.
And even the police too, because nowadays niggas be listening to the social media and all the shit, you know, because when they like pass away, automatically, Big U did it, or had something to do it, or did this, did it. And niggas just be like, social media, the investigator.
And
now
niggas
nigga come to your house like, hey, what's the deal, bro? You know what I'm saying? You did it. Like,
and niggas are suckers for switching too, because I seen when that shit first happened, how they was man, that shit was crazy. Like, I remember Unc went live too, and he's sitting there talking about it. I'm like, that's crazy that y'all, if y'all really know them and you know their situation, them niggas loved each other. Like,
bro, now you don't even got to go through that. We was just in every video.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we was beefing when all his songs, every album he put out, since we had the so-called altercation, he shouted me out. He got the goddamn keys to the city. Like what? Didn't he say, I want to be Big U? Oh no, what did he say? Big U, like J Prince and Big Draws. And then I mean, like, what did he say? He shot me out of every song. Like but you gotta figure that's not gonna make no sense though, cause people make money. You know how much money people made off of saying that?
That was actually a crazy segue asking the biggest, funkiest nigga in the building about his draws when you're about to interview somebody who's one of his nicknames is Big Draws. Big U has many nicknames apparently, and he gets into that a little bit in this next clip that's coming up. But just look at the foreshadowing before we get on to the next clip of Terrell asking about, you know, the whole how he's perceived thing and how it's crazy how there's so much investigating done online nowadays, and just fast forward to where we're at today and how the online and podcast man being a huge role in this case, this RICO. So, but yeah, let's get into that clip now. This is from the Willie D show, or Willie D Live, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Willie D Live. And this was a pretty cool piece of content that I found while sourcing these clips for y'all. So check it out.
Right.
Because I'm called by a lot of different names. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I think I heard that you had about 3 or 4 names, 3 or 4 different names,
3
or
or 4
something like
names.
that. Pardon me for not digging, but what are the other ones?
Well, Big Draws.
Big Jaws?
Big Draws.
Big Draws.
Big Draws.
Now, we got to stop right there. I can't let that slide. Explain Big Draws.
Well, it's Big Draws. It's kind of like, it's funny because I look at the internet and I hear all these different reasons where the name came from, but it actually came from one of my homeboys named Peanut. And we was bagging on each other.
Okay.
And I told him at that time, I said, this is how it actually came. We was at 59th Street School. We was bagging. And when we was playing basketball, so I just had these short pants on. But back in the days, you remember the Magic Johnson short pants?
Right.
Them suckers would cut your nuts.
Right.
Well, I wasn't wearing them things.
Yeah.
So I had, boxers.
Right.
So my boxers would hang down past the shorts.
Right.
Because I wasn't wearing them tight ass things
Right.
hugging your nuts. You remember? So we bagging, and that's where the name came from. And actually, we was in somebody else's neighborhood. So this is how I started using it. And I was on the run from the police at the time. This had to been like 88, 89. And we was bagging each other. And so about a week later, I get pulled over by the police. We on a mission, and we hit the corner. The police pull us over. It's me, Sleep, Nutty, and one more homie. We on some bullshit. When they pull us over, we kind of like, whoa. And back then you couldn't have no blowers, so they get this ready to search the car, and the police is asking us our name. Of course, I don't want to tell him I'm Big U, because that's going to trigger a whole nother thing. So I say, I'm Big Draws. And the man say, what? He say, Big Draws. And he say, back in drawers?
Yeah.
And the man literally fell on the ground.
Right.
Left laughing. He called the other police over there. And he said, man, tell him your name. So it became this joke. And they ended up like, man, your name really Big Draws? And they let us go.
Right.
And then when I tell you, that was the perfect time to get let go.
Yeah.
So that's how the names. I was dealing with homies like, man, I felt like I was so hard. I'm like, nigga, I'm so hard I can make any name hard.
Yeah.
Like that's how arrogant I was back at that time. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Nigga, I could call myself Glasses, and they gonna say niggas gonna want to be called Glasses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was really kind of that time because that was coming like Waterworld Skating was still going, and it was. I think the height of Waterworld Skating for us was from 81, 84, 80, and then 88 was kind of like when it started dropping off. We got a lot older, and then people still knew the name, and I wanted to be called something else because I was on the run. So I kind of just stuck, and I just felt so arrogant, man. I didn't care what I was. I can call whatever I said it was gonna be.
That's what it was.
That's what it's gonna be. I mean, like, as with the conversation we used to have as a man, as a Muslim, as somebody who grown in and helping their people, I was proud to hear him say that. You know what I mean? Like, wow, like he got it, like he did. You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, what did you mean by when you said if you were on the streets, death row might have never happened?
cause I was gang banging, man. You know what I mean? I was gang banging. It was, you know, me and Suge was just laughing about that about 6-7 months ago. We was on the phone, and we was laughing about that because I was gang banging. You know, when I was doing what I was doing, I was snatching all the heads of every organization. You know what I mean? If you was the man, I was coming to see your pockets. That's what I did. You know what I mean?
Did you ever think that was like a actual job?
It was a job.
It was a job to you.
I ate, slept. I had vans. I had equipment. I had all that.
Yeah, this is what this is why I ask you this, because you know, a good friend of mine came by my house one day, and you know, he had his jack kit in the back of his truck. And so he raised up the tail of the tailgate, and he was trying to show me something else, but I saw the jack kit, and I said, "Man, what the hell is this?" He said, "Man, that's my work equipment."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Say, man, you know that you cannot continue to do this shit, right? You know, at some point, something's gonna happen to where as them people gonna get you, them people gonna get you. But you ain't gonna be able to just keep doing this." And but he had his kit, and you know, every few days he went to work.
But let me explain too a little bit. Let me elaborate a little bit more on that. When I was talking, you gotta remember, L.A., Watts, Compton, Hollywood, all of that got to pass through us in our section to get there. And we was in L.A. The people who was in Hollywood was the Mansfields. They was big. The Mansfields, the PBGs, and that West. They West. They was, so we were always running into them. And there was more C's in Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and all that, because they lived there. Shouts out to the Mansfields. And so we would always going into them. So I had Corrupt already. I was already in a relationship. I was in a relationship with y'all already, you know, amongst me and my homeboys. And there just wouldn't have been no way that Compton and that movement would have been able to be that strong without conflicting with us at the time that we was, you know what I mean? Even in music, even in that, because, you know, when you got Corrupt, you got a part of our neighborhood, you know what I mean? And you was living in that time. So we was a little bit stronger, and we was at home, you know what I mean? So I can't say what, I may have been remiss in saying that, but I know what we were and what we were in Hollywood, and I know how we was moving, and I know my ignorance at that time, you know what I mean, was different. My ignorance was a lot, you know what I mean? So, but Suge and them, I could say, would have probably been a great formidable opponent at that time, you know, in our ignorance. Dealing with all of the complications, and my mother fighting right now, and I'm blessed to still have all my kids, and I'm blessed to see my kids trying to find out and figure out this thing called life and this thing called money. So, but I look at where, you know, where I am, where I'm trying to go, and I say, damn, you know, it's all the time. I can say is when I first read Malcolm X's autobiography, it changed me from doing this. Then I could say it was a conversation in the pen when I feel like when I was 25, 26, now the penitentiary yard becomes mine. And now I'm responsible for all of the homies on the yard. You know what I mean? And then now I'm responsible for disciplining grown men for doing certain things. I can say it was that. You know what I mean? Then I can say, damn, now I got to make a decision on disciplining one of my homeboys versus somebody else. Damn, how am I going to look to the hood? Then I can say I'm responsible for trying to say I got to let this one go because I need to get to this one. You know what I mean? Then it's the pressure of raising a kid with a wife and, trying to figure out how to manage that. You know what I mean? And dealing with money and then dealing with all these white folks in your business and trying to take you down and putting these other internets on the internet to, try to destroy you. And you looking at people who were supposed to be your partners or whatever, how you fall into the ignorance of COINTEL. Then it's it's so it don't ever change. You know what I mean? It don't never change. I always say I'm going to die broke. I ain't going to die rich because I'm going to give it away. Feast to be alive, I'm not going to die with no money in the casket. So you ain't got to come check my casket. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it to the people that need it and want it. I don't have no fetish for jewelry. I don't have no fetish for fancy cars. I don't have no fetish for a whole lot of things. So it's always funny when people say I was jealous of any human being. I've never had fancy cars. I've never wore jewelry. I would play video games, sun up, sun down. I'll go swimming. I'll work out. I go to karate school. I do this, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now, notice towards the end of that interview clip that I put in there, he's definitely, I think, talking about Whack 100 and how Whack 100 has been going at him for the past few years. We wouldn't know, we being the public, people that are just watching No Jumper and its associated podcast, we wouldn't necessarily know that Whack 100 and Big U have a beef if it wasn't for Whack 100 talking badly about Big U and publicizing their beef at least once a week. You know what I'm saying? So that is interesting. I really put that last clip in, or the last few clips in, to kind of show the duality of Big U, the good and bad guy, allegedly, right? Because that's kind of what this whole RICO case boils down to, is that he uses that duality to his advantage, regardless if it's the good side or the bad side. He's going to use it to his advantage, right? That's what they're saying, at least. That's what they're saying. So I thought it was important to not really side with either the good or the bad and try to say which version the 58, 59-year-old version of Big U is. Is he more good or is he more bad? That's not for me to decide. You guys, the audience, should have enough context with almost 2 hours of footage and commentary now compiled together. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. And the bonus clips are right here, ready to go. This is the last time you're going to hear me. If you enjoyed the show, like, comment, and subscribe. And I appreciate each and every one of you that made it this far into the show. Straight up. And hopefully you guys enjoy this longer format. I know, I've been reading the comments. You guys have been saying we like long form. Some of you even said that it's almost like listening to a podcast. So, if this is something you want me to keep doing, let me know, and I'll work on doing that. Getting a format out where I can serve both the short form audience and the long form audience would be ideal. But yeah, I just felt, given the magnitude of this this news that we all woke up to on Wednesday, that I wouldn't be doing it justice if I tried to force this video to be 24 minutes, 30 minutes, just because that's what the algorithm so-called wants to see. In this case, when you got to really sit and do the research, it was so much out there to learn about the people involved, or more so about Big U, because he's not on No Jumper every week, but he has been on No Jumper, enough to do this video, and enough to tie. It's crazy how the three people in the thumbnail all, revolve in this No Jumper universe very heavily, very heavily. And this all kind of does fall back on the leadership that we've been criticizing. I'm new to the fight, but shout out to the YouTubers that have been criticizing, the leadership of Adam 16 for longer than I have, because this does fall back on leadership. And where is your journalistic integrity, or even just blogger integrity? Now, bloggers don't necessarily have to have integrity, but we also, as you know, freelancers ourselves and stuff, we have the right to criticize public figures and or bloggers, right? And so that's really what this is. But anyways, the bonus clips are here. Like I said, there's like a 15-second clip of the news conference or press conference, whatever that's called, from the Department of Justice, right? But that's tied to another Rosenberg clip, and then a quick clip from the No Jumper News from Wednesday's show of them breaking the news. And shout out to Flacco not being on the news for 2 news episodes in a row, and both those episodes being the highest viewed news episodes in No Jumper News recent history. The one from Wednesday might be the highest viewed No Jumper News ever, actually, because obviously given the circumstances. But I'm happy as somebody that watches this stuff and breaks it down, that we didn't have to sit through stuttering hatred, just to get more context and details on what was going on when it was happening. But yeah, we'll see what happens with if Bricc Baby is gonna get sentenced to anything, and Luce Cannon and all these other people involved, right? We're gonna see if anything sticks. This is a federal case, so it's some shit we ain't never really seen happen in the No Jumper universe before. The feds literally did a sweep. Shout out to Future. And yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.
If I went to college, if I did the right thing, I'd be doing this instead of sconce.
Yeah.
Scantes.
You feel me?
Call me
Scante Papi.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
So let me read the fashion. This is, what is this here?
Yeah, what does that say?
Paisalandia.
Oh.
Paisalandia.
Yep.
I love it. This is like some brujo shit.
Yeah, exactly. Some rocker shit.
You really
Bravo.
separate yourself from a lot of the other criminal defense attorneys by just staying Gucci down, huh? The tie. I like the tie.
So look, last time we had the
Can
silver.
you get a little closer to the mic?
Oh yeah, we had the silver double G collection. Today we've got the 24 karat redipped gold. This is vintage Gucci cufflink.
Don't play with me.
Matches the belt because we're working the circles.
Yeah.
We got the tie. You got your lizard handmade.
What kind of boots are those? Those are crazy.
These are handmade in Texas with Dodger blue stitching.
Wow.
Yeah.
Based off of Lucchese.
So when you said Rosenberg runs with the Rasa,
That's what I was about to say.
what did that mean exactly?
What I think it means is that the alleged organizations that I represent have started with, the homies,
Okay.
the homeboys, Sureños.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I'm not limited to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Not limited to that.
You're not claiming to be affiliated formally?
Just on a chunky retainer.
Chunky.
Yeah.
Chunky? Well, I'm sorry, I'm missing that.
A hefty retainer, like a generous retainer.
So
Okay.
I just read a whole book from this dude, Boxer, who's like a Mexican mafia member, etc. Shout out to Donnie for letting me borrow that. And basically, one of the things I took from the book is that there are a lot of lawyers who are essentially being co-opted by the Mexican mafia to do their bidding on the outside. So if you're a lawyer and you're in any way connected to the Mexican mafia, they might just have you doing all kinds of shit, and maybe you don't really know what you're doing at first, etc. Would you be open to that kind of line of work?
So, couple things. I don't say those words. I say alleged prison gang.
Right. Okay.
And I just talk about the law. This is a RICO. This is a gang conspiracy. This is the evidence. You've got this fool. He wore a wire. This guy's an informant. You've got these 3 detectives. They're in a task force. They're running HDATA, high trafficking drug area. And that's what we talk about is the law and the facts.
Okay.
Law and the facts.
Right. Is it challenging ever as a lawyer to like stay out of getting involved with criminal stuff with your clients, especially when they're very charming and
Okay, so my
Famous,
clients,
even?
my clients are all charismatic.
Right.
They show me that side. Why do they show me that side? Because they want me, like you were saying, you want me to work on your case.
Yeah.
You want me to put your file at the top.
Yeah.
Right? So they're juicing me all day. So I love it, bro. I love the rappers.
What does
them all.
juicing mean?
Making them feel good.
They're bigging them up.
Hyping them up.
What they're doing is what I do, right?
Yeah.
They're charming me.
Okay.
They're entertaining me. They're trying to get me to come in so they can squeeze every little ounce of Rosenberg's law knowledge and experience out of me.
Wait, hey, are you like Davey Kleinfeld? Davey Kleinfeld in Carlito's Way. You like Sean Penn?
I haven't seen that in a while.
Sean Penn in Carlito's
yes.
Way.
The real answer is you can compare me to the consigliere. You can compare me. They always say whatever, Better Call Saul. But the truth is Rosenberg is just an OG in his own lane.
How long you been practicing law for?
20 years.
20 years, okay.
And you like being squeezed. The juice.
I like being challenged so I learn more.
Yeah.
So on the next fight, I'm better.
But you explained how they squeeze all the knowledge out of you.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a
He's
client.
trying to make it gay.
Yeah, no, come on, he's doing that shit on purpose.
No, you're just doing that.
Bro, no.
I really don't
he
think
said that he comes in and squeeze. All right, cool.
No, here's
I'll
what
leave
I'm
it
saying.
alone.
Normally I
Rosenberg.
squeeze.
No.
I come after they squeeze normally.
Yeah, it's like shit.
I'm going to speak on it because I think you're raising an interesting point.
Yeah.
Squeak on it.
So I had an alleged prison gang leader in Ventura. They brought the man down from Salinas Valley. Okay, they had a wiretap.
Ventura.
Now, Ventura.
Yeah.
Buena Santa Ventura. Okay.
Ventura.
So he's on a wiretap, right? The hardest thing in the world to shut down. So a wiretap is the most invasive in
these communities. It's oftentimes our poorest communities that need intervention the most. They need law enforcement the most. He held himself out as somebody who was part of that team trying to improve South Los Angeles. And the facts in the indictment and the wiretap calls that we intercepted as part of the investigation that are described in the complaint, not the indictment, the complaint, describe that contradiction. That on the one hand, he's, Mr. Charity.
Something was going on. When I told you that Big U had popped up at my brother Airbnb.
In Vegas.
Yes. And the best friend was there or whatever, but the best friend said that he didn't want to talk to my brother in front of him, so he pulled my brother upstairs to the side. He said that he knew something was going on because when Big U left and my brother came. When Big U left the Airbnb and my brother came back downstairs, he said his whole energy was off.
So what did
but
he
the
have
best friend
going on
ended up
with
leaving
Big
my
U?
brother the next morning.
I remember you told me that. And how long after that did they find your brother? Next day or next couple days?
The next day. They found him the next day.
Wow. So what the fuck did he have going on with Big U? What was they doing?
Hold on. Let my mom tell you because she know everything. Hold on.
They found that shit under them nails. You have grass.
Don't really say.
It ain't that long. It's almost over.
Yo, Wack, what's up with this screenshot that Traplo Ross sent me of you begging Big U not to kill you?
That's cap. That's an AI. That ain't me.
It's in the indictment. It's in the indictment that you were saying, don't do this. My wife, my kids in the car. Draws. Don't do this.
That's not a text message.
No, it was a real life conversation. Henley recounted to Victim One an incident in which Henley and the Rolling 60s gang members chased down Wack 100 attempting to hurt him. There's 15 to 20 N-words with us with hoodies tied down. I got my hoodie on, all black, tied down.
Are you saying Big U told the police this?
I believe they have like a recording of him doing this.
Yeah, that's on him, bro. That ain't me.
Why would somebody wear a wire and do that, though? Or how?
Ask him, nigga. Don't ask me.
He thought he was in control. How wrong he was.